A former governor of Akwa Ibom State and the preferred candidate of the All Progressives Congress, Godswill Akpabio, have been elected the Senate President of the 10th Assembly, while the senator representing Kano South, Jibrin Barau, was elected Deputy President of the Senate, succeeding Ove Omo Agege. At the commencement of voting, Akpabio and former governor of Zamfara State, Senator Abdulaziz Yari, was going toe-to-toe. After a quick recess, Sani, the clerk of the National Assembly, declared Akpabio as the Senate President, having garnered 63 votes, leaving his rival with 46 votes. In a similar development at the House of Representatives, the clerk to the National Assembly, Sani, swore in Tajudeen Abbas as Speaker of the House after his election. Members-elect elected Abbas, who was also the preferred candidate of the ruling APC, as Speaker of the 10th House at their inauguration in Abuja. Abbas polled a total of 353 votes to defeat fellow contenders Ahmad Wase and Sani Jaji, who polled 3 votes each. The APC candidate for Deputy Speaker Benjamin Kalu was also elected and sworn in. The Oyo State Governor Seyi Makinde has asked Nigerians to contribute their quota towards the sustenance of democracy. The governor gave this charge in Ibadan during a commendation service in celebration of this year's Democracy Day celebration.
Governor Makinde also urged citizenry to be vigilant and ward off enemies of Nigeria from causing instability.
We must guard our democracy. It is still the type of governance where everyone is involved. And until you actually go through the process and you have an outcome, you don't know what is going to happen. We already have a president that is of Islamic faith. We have a vice president that is of Islamic state. Number 3 is going to be the Senate president. And what we're saying, across party lines, all the governors in Nigeria, and I'm saying it publicly, we came together and we said we will support the choice of the president, who is a Christian from the south region of Nigeria.
In his sermon, the chairman of Oyo State Chapter of the Christian Association of Nigeria, Joshua Akiyemiju, urged political office holders to be more selfless in the discharge of their constitutional duties.
And God is not a respecter of persons. For kings and for all that are in authority, that we may lead a quiet and peaceable life in all godliness and honesty. A leader must be respected, must be honored, must be obeyed, must be assisted. When they say give Caesar what belongs to Caesar, we are not talking about idol. We are not talking about the devil. We are talking about do your part where you are, your state. Do your part.
I, Buji Warrior, reporting for iBrandTV News.
Meanwhile, a cross-section of religious leaders drawn from the Oyo State chapter of the Christian Association of Nigeria have charged political office holders to rule with the fear of God in the discharge of their duties, while also imbibing the principle of justice, equity, and fair play. The clergymen gave their separate remarks in commemoration of this year's Democracy Day celebration, where they called for more attention to the plight of the ordinary Nigerian.
They must rule Nigeria with the fear of God in them. There must be fairness, there must be justice, and there must be equity. And the fear of God supreme. Because that is the duty that God has given all men, that we must fear Him in everything we are doing.
All segments of the nation, people asked to represent them. We love God that we have the president and the vice president as Muslims, and the thought should go to the Christian folk. Let the nation be united by involving every segment of faith in governance. We are praying that the National Assembly should be headed by a Christian when the president and vice presidents are Muslims.
They should govern with fear of God and let equity be what they be practicing at the center, so that the interest that the people has in them will not be jeopardized. So that is my advice to him. And at the state level, our governor here has been trying whatever to do to satisfy this state, but we are still appealing to him to strive more so that the goodness of democracy will go to the grassroots in this state.
This present government will be the first that God will lead. Nigeria will be one of the countries that will determine the economy of the nation, of the world. In the next 10 years, everybody will be proud of Nigeria.
Who is a Lagosian? That was the question our correspondent Dennis Ofik went to town to find answers to. Now this follows reactions that have continued to trail the proposed legislation by Speaker of the House of the Lagos State House of Assembly, Mudashiru Obasa, intended to make laws regarding property and economy to protect indigents of the state. Obasa had in his acceptance speech after his re-election for the third time declared that Lagos is Yoruba land and laws passed by the Assembly will now be translated to Yoruba language, majorly to protect their interest.
It's just a hatred and the tribalism and racism.
They say Lagos is no man's land. But people are saying that there are people that own Lagos. They say people own Lagos, but I don't know. I just live here.
The real Lagosians, I think they are more reserved. They don't talk carelessly. You understand? So being that we all know that Lagos State is the former capital of Nigeria, you understand? Just like also, if issues like that spring up, I don't think it's not a good thing for issues like that to be coming up.
Lagos is not owned by anybody. It's the second capital of Nigeria, and majorly is dominated by British Empire. So a foreigner dominated. If you go to Badagry, basically is a foreigner. If you go to Ajegule, majorly is foreigner. My ancestors, part of the owner of Ajegule. If you go to Ajegule, Gogo Street, my father is grandfather of my mother is Gogo. They own Ajegule.
Whether Nigeria will again be set on the edge as a result of petty ethnic sentiments will continue to be a source of worry.
The 2023 general election may have come and gone, but whether Nigeria will be set on the edge once again as a result of petty ethnic sentiment, it behoves on all Nigerians to nip it in the bud. This is Lagos, the center of excellence, southwest Nigeria. I am Dennis Ofik, reporting for iBrandTV News.
Now hope ahead, stories from Africa, foreign, entertainment and sports. Details after this break. Kenya's President William Ruto has expressed his country's commitment to a face-to-face meeting with the warring generals in Sudan in order to resolve the crisis there. He said Kenya, as the chair of the regional quartet of countries on Sudan that also includes Ethiopia, Somalia, and South Sudan, commits to meet the two parties face-to-face to find a lasting solution. Fighting has been raging in Sudan since 15th April between the army led by Abdel Fattah al-Burhan and the paramilitary rapid support forces led by former Deputy Military Chief Mohammed Hamdan Dagalo, also known as Emedit. Mr. Ruto said the quartet leader would, in the next 3 weeks, meet to begin the process of an inclusive national dialogue in Sudan.